Switch me on.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh!
Weekend Harder.
Here I come.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I think he can hear you.
Don't move. It won't hurt you. What happened? Are you okay?
Fine.
Behold, my stuff.
Weekend Harder.
Come to the coast, we get together, have a few laughs.
Hey everyone, and welcome to After the Weekend. We are live here on a special Monday night, and it's not Saturday night when we usually do Weekend Harder, but it's Monday night, and it's a thankful week because it's Thanksgiving. So hopefully you saw the poll in the chat where we're trying to figure out who's eating what for dinner or what they usually want to eat for dinner on Thanksgiving. And as you can tell, it's just me, but I got a couple guests that I'm going to bring on. But normally we have Beard of Liberty. He is not here tonight, unfortunately. But and then we also have our two the Icky. So I'll give a nice little update on what's going on with him later tonight. But I am JT Gunn, and again, we have some wonderful hosts, people you've seen on the channel before, and we're just going to chill out and hang out. And just want to give a big thanks to some of you supporters and all our new supporters, and find out what movies that these guys are thankful for. But the first one I'm going to bring on, he's been on with us for almost a month and a half. He might be like a co-chair of After the Weekend because he's been here forever almost. I'm going to bring on Rowe. You didn't think I was going to pick you first. You're on mute.
My bad.
It's okay. How are you, man? Good to see you.
Back again.
Back again, and I hope you seem to have a good time because you always say yes to when we invite you. So that's good.
I live in the middle of nowhere, so it's ain't much else to do.
Yeah, but you are the only video store in your town.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you don't know Death Row, he has a YouTube channel, and he shows you the most obscure movies ever. One of them he reviewed with us, and that was Troll 2, and he gave us this gem.
I won't allow it!
What are you going to do to me, Daddy?
Tighten my belt by one loop so I don't feel hunger pains. And your sister and mother will have to do likewise. Okay, Joshua, you want to get rough with me? You want to show me that you don't like the choice of this house for our vacation by going on a hunger strike? Well, I'll accept the challenge. But just remember, when I was your age, I really did suffer from hunger. We'll see who gets through this. But just remember, I've got more practice than you. I'll see you tomorrow.
And if you don't know what that movie was, that was a clip from Troll 2, which has nothing to do with Troll 1 that you introduced to us to. So
yes. It's become one of my favorite movies now because it's just so bad it's funny.
It was so bad. You can check that review out as well. Now I do have some other guests. So what's going on? You might know him as Rogue Attraction. I know him as formerly known as Rowe Disney, and he also avoids trees at all costs. We have Tom Resort. How you doing, man?
I'm surprised you didn't play the clip. I'm so surprised.
Oh, you didn't think I wasn't, but it'll come later. We have so many clips now.
The tree touched me.
It has to be one. I gotcha. I'm doing good. I'm a little cold, but I'm good. Nice to be back here with After the Weekend. I remember your little wee legs early on, so it's
Yeah.
fun. I always like talking with you guys. I don't talk entertainment as much as I used to, but it's nice to talk about movies. Talking about ones we're thankful for. I don't have to talk about something I don't like anymore, so that's good.
Yeah, we're here. We're going to talk about what you're thankful for, not what you hate. So, okay.
Yeah.
Now, this gentleman is from Canada, so don't hold it against him. But he was on our show a few months ago, I believe, where we showed his comic, Soul Tack, and it's a pretty cool comic if you're into sci-fi comics. And we have Mad Ruth.
Hey.
How you doing, man?
Hello. Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Yeah. Welcome. How is your comic doing, by the way?
It's doing great. I'm 4 issues in. I started it during the lockdowns, and I took everything I loved about science fiction. Basically, I was in the military for 26 years, so that was what I used to decompress and dream it up. And I said when I retired, I was going to make my book. And yeah, I'm 4 issues in. There's supposed to be 9 issues total, so I'm almost halfway. Yeah.
Awesome. That's really cool. So if you all want to check out that, it's also there in our catalog of videos. Now, I invited Blair because I wanted to, it's our next guest, I wanted to have like a beard off between Beard of Liberty and him, but Beard was so afraid of this guy, he did not want to show up on the channel. So
That's right.
yeah. How are you?
Can't handle this. I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on.
I don't think he can, because when I told him I was inviting you, he gave me this look. He was not ready for that, and then he decided to complain to me for about 20 seconds. Hope he's having fun, whatever he's doing.
I hope he's watching right now. Really.
I hope he is watching. If you're watching, Beard, make sure you put a comment in the chat. And then another person, I have my last guest, and I'll save him for last because we enjoy his website. We do it every time we review a movie. We put our review live on YouTube on his website called Criticless. And this is the mad creator of Criticless, Blaine. How are you?
Good, buddy. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, we haven't seen you in a while, but it's okay. I know you're busy. And if you know what Criticless is, it is a review site that doesn't have really critics on it. It's just real people reviewing. I'm on there. Def Rowe's on there. Beard of Liberty's on there. Rogue, are you on there?
I review on there. Yeah, I do.
Okay, Blair, are you on there too?
No, but I'm going to have to now.
Okay, there you go. See?
Perfect.
I'm still waiting for the roller coaster edition on Criticless. I'm still waiting on that.
Believe it or not, it has come up. So it has actually, the theme park stuff has actually come up, but it's starting to get complicated because there's so many things that people want in the app at this point. I think video games are the next one. If anybody else asks for video games, my head might explode. So,
okay,
which is a good problem to have. So,
do I get $50 per review?
Right, yeah, we're doing it Rotten Tomato style. We're just buttering you up.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's a fun site, like I said, and we love to promote it. We're not paid by you to promote it. We're just fan of the site. So we tell that. Beard's always really good at saying that, but again, he's not here tonight. So, right. But it's okay.
Well, we do appreciate it. Also, big thank you. It's funny because it's like somehow I managed to stumble in on y'all's streams whenever I see Criticless on. It just randomly happens. And I'm like, look at that.
It's because people are talking about you.
Right. Oh well. Yeah. All right.
That's usually what happens with me too. Brandon Schmidt says video games. Do that. So yeah. You're saying no to the video games?
Oh no, they'll
fist bump.
No, that was a fist pump. No, they're definitely well, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, he's barking up my tree real hard for us to get them soon. So, and he's been sending us a flood. It's been hard for me to keep up with what's going on lately because of his cronies are coming in there and dropping reviews and stuff now too. So it's been fun.
Yeah, your site has really taken off. I think it's great. So I'm gonna go ahead and say hi to a few people in the chat here. Let's see. We got Brandon G saying Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you, man. Good to see you. And then we have Brandon Schmidt again saying we're here from Criticalist, baby. Cool. Good to see you. Hope you enjoy the show. Turducken. Okay, he's talking about the poll. So either you're turkey and you're doing duck together. Has anybody, is that chicken also? Is that 3 birds in one? Has anybody had that before?
Yes.
Really?
I have.
Is it good?
Yeah. Yeah. It's boneless chicken breast, boneless duck breast, and boneless turkey breast, and they're all wrapped around each other, and then you roast them. Normally,
yeah, right.
You put layers of stuffing in between, so it's almost like a turkey Wellington type of deal.
Okay. All right. You didn't sell me on it, but okay. Thanks.
Well, because if you're down south, you got to fry it too.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't fry it inside the house. Like
fry
take
it
that
outside. And then cake it with like some powdered sugar, maybe.
Just make sure there's not some water on it and something like that. You don't want to splash dry.
I always see that at the fair. They fry a Twinkie and then they put sugar on the Twinkie and then they fry it again.
My father-in-law was doing one of those, and they were frying a turkey at a golf course, and they went to get the turkey out and pulled out a cat that had jumped in. So sometimes I guess people fry cats too.
Wow. Up, everyone.
I'm not good.
That's really old movies. Good to see you, man. Good to see you hanging out. Let's see who else we got in the chat. We got Ryan from Legion Games. Hale, good to see you. We got Kyle here. Oh, Blaine Bob is on. Now it's a party. Okay.
There we go.
And then we have Miss R2 saying, hello, everyone. I want to thank all of you for support for R2 and his recovery. Have a good show. Yes, we are definitely going to give a little update on R2 here in a little bit. But yeah, she is. If you really want to know a wife that is really working hard to make sure her husband is doing really well in the hospital, this lady right here, she deserves a real round of applause. So just so you know. And then we got Jason coming up. Thank you. I am thankful for my live stream pals. Soltac makes a good Christmas gift to dissatisfied Star Wars fans. Oh, okay. Just so you know, people. Yeah, if you don't like Star Wars anymore, check out Soltac. That's pretty good. Jacob Ironside says, evening.
Hey, Jacob.
Yep. Good to see you, Jacob. Well, yeah, so quick update on R2. If you all don't know, he's later in, I guess, mid of the year, summer, he found out he had an issue with his pancreas where it was really not regulating correctly. He found out he had a tumor on it. So he's been trying to get into surgery. He finally got into surgery, I would say early October, and the surgery went great. However, the healing part of it didn't go so great. So he was supposed to be out of the hospital by now, but he's still in the hospital. And he's doing pretty good. He seems to be on the right track to be recovering. There was some scary moments there for a couple of days, but he's doing well. They're making him walk around in the hospital. You know how they make you push a little walker and stuff like that. So they're making him do all that. So he's being active. He's eating good. He's doing all that kind of good stuff. So hopefully he can come back and join all of us again pretty soon. And if you are watching, buddy, we do really hope you feel better. And we're giving you all our best. So there you go. Tom, I know you were recently in the hospital with your little leg incident.
Yeah. Be careful of the water at Disney theme parks. That's all I'm going to say. That is where my... I almost lost my leg because of that. So if you have any open anything scratch on your leg or hands or whatever it is, the places aren't that clean anymore. And
don't go to Disneyland, is what you're saying?
Oh, Disneyland! I can't speak for Disneyland.
Oh, okay. Disney
but
World.
I mean, pot's legal over there, so I don't even know if the janitors know what they're doing. So, if you haven't been to a theme park recently, and this is actually like not just a Disney phenomenon, SeaWorld, Universal, they're having little powwows. So it's like 5 or 6 janitors just sitting there talking on their phones and not doing anything with like full garbage cans with like stuff just all over the grounds. And they're just like, oh yeah, scrolling through TikTok or making a TikTok. I know that a lady did a whole entire dance skit in Universal Studios Hollywood, just like in the middle of the day, live on her TikTok while working. So you can get paid to make your social media by a company that is taking people's money way too much. I'm saying Disney. Universal, I'm giving a lot more credit of not being as greedy.
Yeah, Tom is the theme park guru over here. He goes around all the parks in Florida, so he knows his stuff. That's pretty wild that they were doing it on the clock. I don't know if
it's not weird. That wild anymore. It's a work ethic thing. I'm not gonna get into this.
Beard, do you let your employee? Not Beard. I'm sorry, Def. Do you let your employees at your video store do TikToks there at all?
Are you talking about me or?
Yeah, you.
No, I don't even mess with TikTok.
Okay. Is anybody else on TikTok on this channel?
I do use it some. We kind of have to though. I got to be everywhere. So
yeah, you're in a different situation. Madruth, are you comic on?
No, but between me and Jason there, that comment, Jason is my co-host on my show. Yeah, we keep saying we need to expand out, get on TikTok and Instagram.
TikTok does have one of the quickest paths to monetization. I think you only need like 30 minutes of a live stream, and you can get monetized there.
Jeez.
Oh wow.
Nice. Like they were pushing that for the entire summer. If you ever stumble into TikTok, there's like 60 theme park live streams going at 7 a.m. consistently, and it's either a teacher that's off for the summer or a cast member before their shift starts, because they're literally staying live while they change into their work gear. Like when I say this is like a plague, and they're not polite about it either. They're just like they do live streams at water parks, and that disgusts me. And they aim at things they shouldn't aim at. At ages they really shouldn't aim at.
Oh,
I get that. Yeah, okay.
And you try to report it, and TikTok doesn't give a flying F about it. Just saying. So be careful at any water park. And watch for, because they don't use gimbals, they don't use anything. They just have their phone out, so they're like stealth mode when they're doing their streams. So just be careful. You're always on camera.
Well, they already got geo tracking from what's that Pokemon game that they did? You know.
Yeah.
That was insane. When that news broke, was it just a couple of days ago? Didn't it?
Yeah.
Or
that company started Ingress all the way back in the day. That like weird other game. Like everything's tracking you. My car tracks me. I don't know. Like it's got your car has GPS in it. Probably is tracking you.
Does Zort track you? Does he know who you are?
Yeah, he does. He has me low jacked. He put it somewhere I don't want to talk about.
Yikes. Okay, so we're going to talk about things that we're thankful for, and we're going to kind of not talk about anything we hate on this channel because it's a Thanksgiving week. Reminder: there is a poll in the chat of what food you are wanting for Thanksgiving, or what you might have for Thanksgiving. And right now, turkey is winning, 88%. I'm a little worried no one picked duck, but hey, who knows? Maybe it'll come later. So, and then so we're going to start off with what movies are we thankful for. I told the gentleman here to pick 3 or 4, just in case someone picked the same movie. And that's, for example, that's something like, I'm thankful for this movie because it opened me to a whole different fandom, or I'm like a big fan of this genre because of this movie, or it's, I saw this movie with my dad and it meant something to me. So I'm going to start off with Death Row. Yeah, you, because you're kind of like I said, you're kind of like the side co-host, I guess, is what I'm saying. So you get
upgraded.
You upgraded, yeah. So, go ahead first. What movie are you most thankful for if you watched? And this could be a movie that you watched in your childhood or maybe even recently. So
I got 4 sitting off to the side randomly here. I'm going to pick. I'm not looking to see which one I'm picking.
You're just going to randomly pick a movie.
Yeah. Well, there's 4. I picked 4, but I don't know which one I'm bringing up right now. So here we go.
Let the romance begin.
Romancing the bone?
I did something wrong, didn't I?
Exactly.
I
first
really
one,
reviewed that movie.
the first one is actually a Canadian movie that was released by HBO back in the mid 80s. And it was a horror movie geared towards kids. And it was the first horror movie I ever saw as a kid. And it freaked me the hell out. And you'll probably never even heard of this, but it's this right here.
The peanut butter solution.
Yes.
Never heard of it.
No.
Yeah, if you pull that up on Criticlist now,
All right, let's see if it even has it.
Right.
it'll
Seriously,
have
that
it.
was my
It'll
thought.
have it.
Oh, you've already reviewed it.
I found it. I think
Peanut butter solution.
Yes.
it's free on
essentially-
Tubi.
Yeah. This. All right.
Okay.
The whole premise of this movie: this kid gets scared by 2 ghosts that ends up making him lose his hair, and the ghosts feel bad about it, and so they come to him at night and give him the ingredients that is called the peanut butter solution to make his hair grow back. So, but he uses too much and his hair grows too long. And then there's like a local artist nearby or is a teacher that decides to kidnap him and make his hair grow even further and cut his hair to make paintbrushes.
This
So
like
there's
a Tangled type of thing going on, like Rapunzel, give me your hair.
So that's what I'm saying. This movie, well, it scared the shit out of me because the dude was like straight up like kidnapping kids and making them work in a sweatshop to make paintbrushes. I mean, that's what this.
And he made it seem like a totally logical, step that you would do, right?
Is there anybody we know in this movie?
Actually, yes. The dad, the one that plays Bill. See, where is it?
Michael Hogan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, from Battlestar Galactica?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He plays the dad. But that's the only one I would think was in anything relative after this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are you the only voter on this, or are you?
Yes, he
number
is.
one?
Probably.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Wow. And you could.
But I, like I said, I saw this when I was a kid on HBO. And it was such a weird thing that it stuck in my mind forever. And it was kind of my entryway into horror, period.
Okay.
And I kind of started looking for more. This is before R.L. Stein and all that stuff. I got into any of that stuff. So this was before
Goosebumps and
yeah.
What was the
if
other
it wasn't
TV
for this,
show?
I probably wouldn't have been looking for Goosebumps and R.L. Stein stuff. All that stuff.
Okay.
One of the persons in there, Griffith Brewer, actually was in Are You Afraid of the Dark and it looks like some of the Goosebumps shows in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you want to watch this show, people, as you can tell, it's on Apple TV, Amazon, pretty much anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
It's definitely a weird one. It was a Canadian broadcast movie made for HBO, and there was actually 2 parts to it. I've never actually seen the first part, the first movie. They made 2 movies. The first movie is harder to find because it wasn't as popular as this one.
Was it?
This one was not even popular.
Was it called the Strawberry Jam Solution?
No, not that I know of.
Matt, Ruth, did you say you've seen this movie?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I remember as a kid. It was on TV.
In Canada?
Yeah.
The old Canadian classic.
Socialist broadcasting, television.
Okay. All right. When it came on, were you super excited?
No. Well, back then you got what you got, right? You had about 20 channels, and whatever was playing, that's what you got to watch. So whatever you could find that was entertaining at the time.
I guess that's true. What was your favorite? What was your favorite part about this movie, Death Row? And when was the last time you seen this movie?
Actually, I think last year was the last time I watched it. Actually, Severin released a Blu-ray copy of it last year, and I bought that, and it came with like a little poster. So I rewatched it then when I got that Blu-ray version
so
of it.
This is something really special for you.
Well, I mean, because when I watched it when I watched it as a kid, the whole part with the kids is getting blown away by the wind, and he gets stuck in the bushes, and then the dude kidnaps him. That shit just like blew. Because he like kidnapped him, like not even like one house down from his own house.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird.
Sounds pretty terrifying.
Well, I mean, if you're watching it as a kid, you're like, oh shit, I don't want to go outside anymore now.
Oh, okay. Is it windy in Canada? Is that why?
I don't know. But there is one part in the movie that his best friend decides to use a peanut butter solution on the the bits down there. And he has the hair coming out of his pants legs.
Oh my god.
Now it sounds like a South Park episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What can I say, man?
All right. Well, I feel sorry for the next person who has to go up against the peanut butter solution. I'm going to go right to Blair down there at the bottom. Can you top peanut butter solution? What movie are you most thankful for?
Well, I'm going to go a little more mainstream for that. I'm going Blade Runner.
Okay. All right.
That movie came right at this time where, I had been exposed to sci-fi before, but that really opened it up to me. And then the music from Vangelis, that really, I really loved the synth music. So that really got me into that kind of electronic music and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, Harrison Ford was like the coolest guy in the world because he was Han Solo, he's Indiana Jones, now he's Rick Deckard, And I just love the whole cat. And Rutger Hauer, that was the first movie I saw him into. I became a fan of his from that.
Okay. Now, did you see this in the movie theater? Or was this like a movie you rented a lot? Like what?
My mom wouldn't take me to the theater because it was R-rated, and she didn't want to see it. But it came on HBO like 6 months later. So literally every time it came on HBO, I watched it no matter what. And then when it came out on video, I'd rent that thing like almost every weekend. So
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's a good one to start off as being thankful for. Were you a fan of the second movie?
I didn't totally hate it. It had no reason to exist, obviously. Right, saying that right out there, it had no reason to exist. But I liked it. It looked really nice.
Okay.
I don't, some of the.
I think like a lot of his films, it's kind of style over substance.
Yeah.
Exactly. It looked really nice. Some of the plot points were kind of okay. That was interesting. That they had a kid, and he had to leave her to save them because they were hunting him. But otherwise, no, really, yeah.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Nicole.
The one thing I noticed about the two movies, it feels like the first movie was a lot grittier than the second movie.
Yeah.
It was just, it really felt like you were watching some just detective going through the workday.
Like a noir type of movie. Yeah.
And
now
the second one was just more colorful and just not as dirty as that first one was.
Now I love the video game they made in the mid to late 90s. It was a really great movie, or a video game rather.
Okay.
It's from Westworld.
Oh, really? Okay.
Never
played it. So.
Yeah. So like on YouTube now, you can pull up like 100 different Blade Runner channels that has 12 hours of Blade Runner type music.
Yeah.
The video game was what I used to do before then, because certain areas where you go to like the marketplace for the animals,
Mhm.
and other places, it would have that background noise and music playing. Or there'd be a part where he'd go on his deck and it would be the Blade Runner Blues soundtrack, playing.
Okay, very
So
cool.
it would go on like a loop. So if I'd put that in the background and be reading and I'd listen to Blade Runner sounds.
Yeah, I haven't seen it a whole lot, but I've seen it a couple of times. I just remember it being just a very cool, futuristic movie, and I could see like where that can lead you into all other types of genres in that film industry as far as the future. Blaine, what is the audience score for Blade Runner, the first one?
Ooh, that's a good question. I haven't. Which was the original? I bet it's high.
Well, it has to be.
And interestingly enough, I'm actually, as much as I'm into all the synthwave stuff, I'm not a huge Blade Runner fan, actually, personally.
What?
For some reason. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I actually, the first time I saw it was in college. I read the novel "Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep," and then saw the movie. And I don't know if it was kind of the discrepancies between the two or what it was, but and I came to it so late. I was like 20 years old at that point, and the film was older, and it was just like this weird thing. And so I didn't have that love for it that I should have. And so it's just this kind of weird disconnect that sucks, that I kind of hate for myself. I should have seen it way earlier.
Well, Beard of Liberty had that same issue when we reviewed Dune. He's never seen it until like 2 months ago. He had the same thing. He's like, when I watched it, I'm like, I understand why people probably liked it. They loved it when they were kids, and it's like a whole nostalgia type of thing.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, it's all right.
The first web pages I ever got to on the internet back in the early 90s was a Blade Runner fan site. I think it was called City Speak. It was like a message board, back the old-fashioned boards,
Well, you'll appreciate Criticless. It has that feel.
Okay, there you go.
By the way, it's at 87%.
Okay.
So most excellent.
Most
excellent. All right. It is a good movie. And some people do like the second movie. I didn't mind it, but it wasn't as great as the first.
Well, and you got to understand, it's been mimicked in almost like any type of sci-fi comedy or something like that. They love to mimic some of these stuff from Blade Runner. And one of my favorite scenes is actually Red Dwarf mimicked it in one of their seasons. I think it was season 8, I think. And it was freaking hilarious because he kept just tripping. He kept tripping into the windows and breaking them rather than just like running through them.
Okay. All right, Tom. You're up next.
Okay. I actually have props for these, so 1 second.
Oh, you have. Oh, yes. Okay. Well, while he's getting his props ready.
Oh, I got it. Don't worry. All right.
Are you ready?
All right. So, first one is Empire Strikes Back. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, we hear you.
So this was actually the first Star Wars movie my dad showed me. Was Empire. He started with the second one. I don't know why. Because it kind of just ruined the whole Luke, I am your father moment.
I think your dad was you were playing it, was trolling you. He was like, I'm gonna totally troll my son here, show him Empire, and then completely ruin it. That's like the guy walking out of
He was like, hey, Empire's on TV. Hey, why don't you come watch this movie? It's cool. He saw it in the theater like 40 times. And so I'm thankful because he wasn't a sports person. He was just like a nerd. Like when I guess nerds weren't that much of a thing type of deal. Oh, that's foggy. Also,
so
never pay full price. That was on sale for about $40.
So that's a really nice story there. You're a big fan of Star Wars. You're kind of in the collector geek world, and could you contribute that all to your dad?
My dad was a collector geek too. He had the lunch boxes. He had the Kenner figures. He mailed out for those. He was in line waiting to see Star Wars when it was just Star Wars. He never called it A New Hope. To him, it was always just Star Wars. There was Star Wars, then there was Empire. A New Hope wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he collected that stuff. He was also like, he had the first, like, remember the old big box car phone thing? Like
Mhm.
he had one of those in his car. So he was just like he was that type of person, and he put me to be that type of person where I'm just like, okay, this is cool. I'm gonna buy this. I don't know what it is, but it's cool and new and shiny. And then it's like, yeah, he got me into. He was reading manga in his 50s.
Wow.
Like that was how like off kilter from every because he was a boomer. He wasn't Gen X. And I'm like, I don't remember that many boomers at that point in time going around reading like One Piece or something like that. Like he introduced me to Dragon Ball. It wasn't even Toonami. He's like, we're gonna watch Dragon Ball. I'm like, okay, what's Dragon Ball? He's like, you'll understand soon. So it's like, so yeah, so there's gonna be a theme. All of these are gonna be related to my dad. It's just I'm gonna
really
tell you right
cool.
now, and I have props for all of them.
That's really cool. That's a cool.
I spend money on dumb things.
Nah.
It's okay. Well, a lot of people. I mean, we all spend money on stuff that people can consider dumb, so it's okay. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
So it's all it's all what you like.
You're among friends.
Yeah. So don't worry about that. Now I'm gonna go to Blaine now. What is your first movie that you are thankful for?
Yeah, I thought I'd start out with something kind of obscure that I think I actually really need to review on Criticalist because I haven't.
I'm pretty
reviewed it
sure
yet.
Death Row has seen this movie.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm entirely sure he has. So the one that I want to talk about actually is the classic film from 1994, The Page Master, which I'm sure that Death Row knows about.
I have seen this one. Okay.
Yeah. It's an absolute classic. If you have not seen it, highly recommend it. Unfortunately, you pretty much got to buy it if you want to watch it anywhere. It has not been reviewed on Criticalist, but it stars Macaulay Culkin and a ton of other people, Patrick Stewart, Whoopi Goldberg. This movie is a banger, and it's kind of been forgotten about, but I was a huge reader as a kid. And so, yeah, this movie is literally about a young kid who ends up trapped in a library, and the books, basically, he goes into the literary world, and these books come to life, and they are real life creatures, and he interacts, and there's a book for fantasy and action and horror, and it's a very magical, whimsical, super fun film. And as a kind of a big reader nerd kid, it just really resonated, and I was like, you kind of feel seen when you see something like that. So it's a special movie. It's really cool. I showed it to my kids. The animation is still stunning. All of the voice actors are awesome. It holds up fantastically. If you have kids, highly recommend showing it to them.
I vaguely remember this movie. I remember being excited because Kevin was in it.
Right.
Home Alone. Like when you're a kid, you affiliate the character in other movies. Like Kevin's in it. He's in a book movie. So I remember that, and I remember watching it. I think I do remember liking it, but I haven't seen it in such a long time.
Well, what's the studio that does it?
Dude,
see,
I don't know.
That's the problem. Is that growing up, we used to think, oh, it looks like a Disney cartoon. It must be Disney, and then we get older and we try to look for it. Oh, it's not Disney.
Right. Because I assumed that this one was Disney too, and we went and looked for it and ended up having to buy it because we couldn't. It looks like I'm seeing Turner Pictures and Hanna-Barbera, but then I guess 20th Century Fox put it out, so it could end up on Disney Plus if Fox owns it, or which is Disney. So it's man, it was so great. It was one of those weird ones where I hadn't seen it in so long, and the nostalgia hit me like a freaking wave because we watched it last year, and it's just you just remember everything, sitting there as a kid, just the excitement. It's kind of wild, but.
Oh man, yeah, dude. Does anyone else remember that one at all?
I don't remember that one at all.
Okay,
it's super cool.
I had a teacher actually during that time that would show it to us in class all the time.
I think the same, actually, same.
Yeah, so that's the reason I know exactly what he's talking about because that's a nostalgia thing for sure.
That's pretty cool.
So
and it's one of those
wheeling in the big ass TV, put the VHS in. Everybody watch this now.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where you just kind of lost in time, I think, because everyone knows Home Alone, right? And everyone knows that. So, but his other movies, is kind of.
If they don't get the licensing deals and stuff, you don't ever see reruns of it, or
Right.
So didn't
that's why video stores were so cool, right? That's why video stores were so cool because the video owner, he would buy these movies.
Mhm.
and then put them on his shelf and rent them.
Mhm.
And or it was like his own collection, kind of like Death Row.
Well, there is a huge catalog of Disney made-for-TV movies that had not been released on Disney Plus or anything other than
Yeah.
VHS when it first came out.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. 'Cause this kind of breaks down a little bit differently than I was thinking. So it's not necessarily Disney or 20th Century Fox. They were the presenter, but the production company is Turner Feature Animation. So I don't know who owns more rights, the production company or the presenter.
Who bought all the Turner properties? Like TNT and US. I thought Warner's.
See, Turner's up in the air because there's still stuff out there I find on VHS.
Warner's-
that's Turner from TNT Turner era. They did the movies, and I still have not found it on DVD or Blu-ray of any sort. It's still
No,
just
Babylon
sticking out
5 is the Warner Brothers property.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's.
But,
I think it says Turner's stuff is currently owned by Warner, so Warner's probably got it locked up in jail somewhere.
Yeah.
So-
Well, if we ever find it and we can review it and watch it,
Right.
we'll call you up, Blaine.
Right. Go to your local library. It's on a dusty shelf on VHS.
It will be. It will be.
Yeah.
All right. I think I have it on DVD somewhere.
I'm sure
You can
I'm
buy
sure
it
you do.
digitally. You don't have to go that far. You can get on Amazon Prime.
That's what we did.
Fandango, Apple TV. Like you don't have to
we
go
embrace
buy a
the
VHS.
the physical media here on this channel. So if you have a VHS or a DVD of it, we try to do it. We've reviewed movies on here where I'm like, I ran to the library.
Well, there's been a lot of independent physical media creators lately that have come out and tried to get some of this stuff out, kind of like that Peanut Butter Solutions. That was done by Severin. You got Vinegar Syndrome out there. You got several others out there. Shout is a good one too that they've been trying to put some stuff out.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, we'll check it out. All right, so Mad Ruth, you're up.
Yes.
You're
So keeping with the Star Wars,
okay.
The original there, A New Hope, also same thing, originally called Star Wars. That's the very first movie I ever saw. The first I ever remember. It was made the same year I was born. First toys I remember playing with was the big Darth Vader. You could open it up and all the figures would fit
I had that
locker box.
The case hold, yeah.
And then the first memory I have of being in a movie theater is when Greedo gets shot by Han and he flips the coin on the table, says, sorry for the mess, and walks out of the place. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. But and then from there on, Star Wars was like a lifelong passion for me up until The Last Jedi. I mean, we don't need to go into that, but but up until that moment, I loved everything about Star Wars. The expanded universe, the comics, the books, the magazines, video games.
Yeah, it was kind of on a good. Oh, look who decides to show up, Death Row. Look who decides to pop in.
Whoa!
Last minute.
Live from your bathroom.
Screwed up. Too.
Wow, are you sitting on the toilet?
No. I forgot this browser doesn't play through my headphones, so hopefully it's not double feeding through my microphone.
Well, Blair already said that you have been replaced with his beard, so
yep. You've been fired.
How are you? You're on the road, I guess.
Yeah, I've been doing pretty good. Been having a good little trip here, and you just wanted to pop in real quick and say hi. You got a great panel here, so don't
we
want
do
to jump in and completely derail everything.
It's okay. It's good to know. We're in the middle of discussing movies we're most thankful for, and so if you want to quickly say one that you're thankful for, that you
go ahead and do one or two more. I'll hang out for a couple minutes.
Okay.
I dip out here.
Oh, so you weren't prepared. Okay, that's
no,
okay.
Definitely not.
Okay, all right. Well, it's okay. All right. So, Mad Ruth at Star Wars was your first ever movie ever seen in a movie theater, huh?
Yeah, first movie, first toys. Again, and the special effects absolutely mind blown. Like nothing came close to Star Wars for special effects for probably 10 years. Lucasfilm and what they were doing. you know, until CGI came along, and then that kind of evened the playing field. But
well, I remember. I don't know if it was my first sci-fi-ish movie, but it was one of my favorites when I was a kid, and I watched it on a VHS that my dad had like recorded off of like one of like some TV show, like TV channel. I don't remember. So there were parts I cut out because of the commercials or whatever.
Mhm.
So when they re-released it in the movie theaters in the 90s, I went to go see it. I was like, where is this? Like, and it wasn't one of their news scenes they added. It was like literally something I cut out of the TV, and I was like, what is that? The TV edition. So,
Edited for time.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I have been a fan of Star Wars myself, and I'm only really kind of a big fan of the originals. I was okay with the prequels, but the originals really are fun.
Funny thing, recently my son, like every now and then we'll have a movie night. My son's only 7, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to watch Star Wars." It's like, which one do you want to watch? I want to watch Episode 1. It's like, what do you mean Episode 1? Do you mean right? But to him, Episode 1, unfortunately, it's the prequel one. He likes them in order, and that's the way he knows them.
Yeah, I mean it works. I mean, yeah, you could do that. Yeah, I mean that's. You could tell him why not to do that, but you could do that. Great pick. So mine is one of the ones I'm thankful for because it just got me into 80s genre, like movies in general, and just the feeling of seeing a great, fun movie that's exciting, and that's Back to the Future 2. I actually got to see that movie quite a few times. I never saw I saw, just like you, Tom, I saw Back to the Future 2 first, did not see the first one. So I was kind of ruined by a few of those, but I do remember seeing this one in the movie theater. I don't know if it was my first movie in the movie theater or not, but I do remember watching it. And I was such a fan of Michael J. Fox and the special effects in that movie, the time travel, the flying cars, all of it, right? The hoverboard, the cool shoes that laced up. I was like, man, I want to live in this future. And then when that time came, I was very upset that stuff did not exist.
Some of it's here. Some of it is.
Right.
Really? I don't think. No. But same with you, Tom. I had to go back and watch Back to the Future 1. Like, what's going on? Why is he stuck here? Like, what's going on? And we rented it.
The same thing happened to me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I saw 2 first as well, and was like, I don't know what came before this, but I clearly need to catch up.
Yeah, and it made you want to catch up, right? Because you're like, oh, it's
Right.
a part 2, so there's got to be a part 1, and will
Right.
there be a part 3? And there was, and I was a fan of that one as well, the Wild Wild West version of time travel. And oddly enough, I actually enjoyed the third one. Some people don't really like that one, but I actually like them. I have watched it all in one sitting before, all 3 of them, because of this movie. I've done that multiple times. How many people have done that with like trilogies?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The length for Back to the Future is actually doable, like compared to some other ones. They're not super long individual films. So
Yeah, if you do Lord of the Rings, you'll end up looking like Beard of Liberty and Blair to Blair within the end of the day. So.
especially if you do the extended cuts.
Oh,
Yeah, you'll basically be Rip Van Winkle, and the time will
If you're
pass
lucky,
you.
you'll at least retain your head hair while you're growing your beard.
Yeah.
We're not.
I don't think that's true because every time you get longer, this goes away more.
Yeah,
but
tell people it didn't fall out; it just migrated south.
you don't
Oh,
get to
man.
have a great beard and a full head of hair. It doesn't work that way. Like you're the only one that I know, JT, that gets to have both. Most of the people have either really long ZZ top beards or no hair.
I'm pretty sure Death Row has a full head of hair.
I have never seen him without a hat on, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's his head. That's his hair.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
There you go. All right. But yeah, the Back to the Future series, always. I think that's rated as rad right now on Criticus. 77%.
I have an interesting kind of Back to the Future story. So I saw a movie called Cocoon. I don't know if anyone knows that one's
Yeah,
back.
Cocoon,
But
yeah.
as a kid, the scene where she basically takes her skin off and then turns around and sees the peeping Tom, and she like turns. I had like crazy nightmares from that, and I was like waking up screaming and freaking out as a kid, like totally traumatized by it. So I was at my grandparents' house, actually in Iowa. That's where our family farm was, and they didn't know what to do with me, right? Like the kid's freaking out, like the kid is having nightmares and panic attacks. So they kept taking me to Back to the Future in the theater over and over, trying to reprogram me, hoping that like.
Wow, reprogram you with Back to the Future. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's pretty cool. That's a. I never thought about that. Interesting.
I saw it about 6 times in one summer. Yeah.
All of us who have kids should do that. We should just every time your kid has a nightmare, well, come on, son, we're gonna go watch Back in the Future 6 times. maybe it will work. Maybe it will work. Those are some really great picks so far. Those are awesome. I can't wait to hear some other ones that you are excited or thankful for. By the way, before we move on to that, I just want to check on the poll in the chat as far as. So turkey is at 90%, ham is at 10%. And duck and fish are at 0. Now,
not many pescatarians in the audience.
No. I mean, how many of you have actually had ham instead of turkey for Thanksgiving?
We typically do both.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, most people do both, but I'm talking like the main course.
Turkey and lasagna. Italian. Got to have some type of
turkey
pasta.
and yeah, I guess that's true.
It just isn't Thanksgiving without turkey. It's a letdown. It's not there.
Now, Mad Ruth, Canadian Thanksgiving was like a month ago.
Yeah, it's not right. It's a month earlier, but yeah, it's just.
Is there a reason for that? Is it Pilgrims just like found Canada first? And what's happening?
It's just always wanting to be different, so we'd always just have to be slightly different than the United States for whatever reason. There's no real logic to it.
Stupid fat hobbits.
Well, whatever. Okay. Do anything different up there in Canada for Thanksgiving?
No, it's the same turkey with cranberry and stuffing and potatoes and gravy.
Do you celebrate the American one or the Canadian one?
I celebrate Canadian one mostly.
Okay.
Most of my family out here. But.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if you did both because you have an excuse. You can do both.
Right. All my extended family's in Iowa, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. You have 2 Thanksgivings.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow. That's pretty cool. And then you have Christmas dinner right after that.
Yeah.
I mean, we should be honest. The only real thing that matters is the gravy. I mean, that all meat aside, gravy's what's the most important.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Also, whatever pie is for dessert.
I mean,
what is your favorite pie, Tom?
I'm a pecan pie person. I am definitely a pecan pie. I know it's probably the closest way to a diabetic coma, but that is my pie of choice.
Okay. All right. I'm a pumpkin person. What about you, Blair? What kind of pie?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin?
I'm not really a big pie, period, but of a pumpkin.
Okay. All right. And Defro, what pie are you into?
It's usually.
That's what she said.
You had to go there. This is not the American pie, okay?
Okay, not the warm apple.
I like a warm apple pie.
I'm gonna say this: no one search up Butterball turkey right now on controversy because you're gonna want to clean your turkeys.
Oh no, I'm not. No.
Why would you say
I'm
that?
not gonna look. No.
Because you brought up the pie thing, and it was on my newsfeed earlier, and it just popped back up in my brain. I'm like,
no.
Oh God. We got Salty Nerd Gaming. What a bunch of clowns.
Hey.
Pretty sure that's Dutch Brothers.
Dutch.
Yeah, wrong account. And then pumpkin is the best. All others fail in its comparison.
But once you realize it's not actually pumpkin, then will you keep eating it?
Well, we make we actually buy the little pumpkins and we make our own.
Okay, you actually get the pumpkins and gut them.
Yeah, we got the pumpkin. We make pumpkin, apple, pecan.
What is it when it's not real? What do you mean, like out of a can?
sweet potato pie.
Yeah, the canned squash, actually.
Really?
Yeah, if you look at the ingredients, it's squash.
Those sons of bitches. Oh my God.
Lionel.
Did I ever tell you about the day that Steve Martin died? Steve Martin's not dead, Mike.
I know.
You just really brought it down. You
Yeah.
really brought it down.
Pumpkin
It's like-
spice just ruined pumpkin pie. I think.
Everybody who's watching my channel right now, literally just
Hot dogs. Okay. You know what they make those things out of, huh, Chet? You know? Lips and assholes.
Wrong.
Don't stop.
Thanks a lot there, Def. Thanks a lot.
All you gotta do is read the can.
Yeah, sometimes it's best not to read the can.
Don't.
I know I'm eating stuff that probably isn't real, like in Doritos. I know it's not really probably tortilla chips and salsa sprinkled on top, so it's okay. Key lime.
By the way, I backed the chat. Key lime is where it's at, baby.
Ooh, I
Decent
never
cream
that
Very
pie.
true. Key lime is.
It's a good pie, but I never thought about it for Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
Like a dessert pie. Okay, very cool. All right, Beard of Liberty. Do you have a movie that you want to say that you're more thankful for while you've been listening?
You're on mute.
Let me see here.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple that crossed my mind. I think I'm gonna go with. You know, I'm just gonna say The Fifth Element because of how much Roman hates. The Fifth Element.
Why does he hate that movie?
He does because he has no taste.
Yeah.
Well,
Does
he doesn't
does
like
he
Olive
not like
Garden
Mila?
either.
That's a great movie.
It was just in theaters. They brought it back
Oh, did they? I missed
Oh,
it.
like last week.
You know what? The fact that you told me that he hates Olive Garden and he hates Fifth Element just lined up a completely new line of memes for me. For him.
Well, there's like all 5 elements are like breadsticks with the
Yeah.
elements tagged on them.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, what? Who is
How's
this
that?
guy, and
Bro.
why has he not seen
Excuse
it?
me.
Get on that
I-
ASAP,
I-
buddy.
You know, I used to be that guy who hadn't seen anything, so I try not to give too many people crap when they haven't seen something. So
Yeah, we know. Because every movie we review, it's like it's a first watch for you, and it's pretty funny.
pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
I think Fifth Element was like half of our sexual awakening. Like that movie was like, yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you for that.
If people hadn't
So-
seen it, go back and watch Roman's stream of The Fifth Element.
Uh
I did
huh.
my Lilu cosplay, white duct tape. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah. It was pretty impressive.
Yes.
So
I don't even want to know where you found white duct tape.
Yeah, bro, you're already asking too many questions.
yeah, don't. So, what year did that movie come out again? I forgot. Is it 90 something? 98, 97?
Oh, I forgot to look it up.
I can look it up.
96.
97.
97. Okay,
Yeah.
so that was right before The Matrix, and that was with Men in Black was around. So there were some sci-fi movies, and it was. I remember it was. Oh, and Judge Dredd was around. They're kind of like had the same style look, like with like the stacked a city, right? I always thought that was cool in that movie. Where like, wow, that would be interesting to live in, like a city that's stacked so high that they have flying cars on top of flying cars. The one thing I always quote from that movie, especially around my wife when she has a flashlight, I say, "Z's light." And she,
Yes.
anybody remember that scene?
Yes,
I remember that. Yes.
In the pyramid.
But that was Bruce Willis. He was great in that movie. I mean, he was really great in a lot of movies, but he was really great in that one. So.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I
just
totally forgot that was him.
Tucker.
He's unrecognizable.
Well, and I watched that movie. I'd seen that movie so many times before I realized that he and Bruce Willis never share a scene together.
No.
Ah,
They're always
right.
in passing, even until
Yeah,
the
Chris-
very end when the bomb goes off.
Yeah, Chris Tucker. That was he was
Oh,
always
yeah.
and that's I don't really like singing in movies, but the scene where the blue lady starts singing that Star Wars Hotel tried to mimic was always really good.
Slava Laguna.
I'm no that that was so bad, Gaia. Oh God.
But I always like that scene. That was always really fun. All right. So let's jump to, let's see, who do I do for? I did Death Row first. Let's do Blair, his second movie. What's a movie? What's another movie that you are like?
Round of things. I'll just go ahead and.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to dip in here real quick because I definitely wasn't prepared for this, but I wanted to say hi. I'm thankful for UJT, for R2. You guys got me into doing the whole YouTube thing, and this panel here, I've streamed with all of y'all a couple of times each, and I always enjoy being able to join you guys. So
You've been a great addition to the channel. You actually bring insight from a totally different point of view, because sometimes R2 and I will review a movie that we literally love because we watched it when we were kids and we've watched it multiple times, like Goonies, and you come in and you haven't seen it at all and you rip it apart.
I didn't rip it apart. I said it was okay.
It's okay.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Just for that, while you're heading out, I'm going to play your favorite clip of the entire channel.
I won't allow it.
What are you going to do to me, Daddy?
Tighten my belt by one loop so I don't feel hunger pains, and your sister and mother will have to do likewise. Okay, Joshua, you want to get rough with me? You want to show me that you don't like the choice of this house for our vacation by going on a hunger strike? Well, I'll accept the challenge. But just remember, when I was your age, I really did suffer from hunger. We'll see who gets through this. But just remember, I've got more practice than you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
That's from Troll 2, and Beard of Liberty hates that clip so much that I show it a lot.
All right, guys, have a good rest of the
You
show.
too, man. You have a good Thanksgiving. Say hi to your family for me, and drive safe when you come home. And again, you've been a great addition to the channel, so we do appreciate you. So see you around.
Take care, fellas.
Yep.
Bye.
All right. So Blair, what is your second movie?
So you guys like some obscure offerings. I have one from 1981 called The Monster Club.
Oh yeah,
Price.
Oh yeah,
we've actually reviewed that movie on this channel. Yeah,
good. Yeah, I discovered that on like late night TV, and I'm like, oh my god, and the whole thing. So that got me into like those British anthology series that came out in the 70s. With after Hammer went out of business, Amicus started all those, and then after Amicus left, that's where the Monster Club came from. There's kind of a lineage from all the Hammer horror movies. Both those. That's why they have all those people in there, Cushing and Vincent Price and all that. But I always loved the part, they went to the Monster Club and they got that 80s, kind of like new wave band up there playing the song, and they have the monster poster family tree where you have your werewolf, vampire, and ghoul. Those are the three heads of families, and you see all the intermixings and wereghouls and werevamps and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I always really like those kind of like those weird British horror movies like that. So,
is that the one with the midgets?
No, I don't remember any midgets in that one. There are some ghouls.
No, he's thinking of a Charles Band movie. I know what he's talking about.
Oh, you do?
Oh.
It's like a Goonies Stand By Me type movie, right?
The Monster Squad.
Monster Squad. Yeah.
Monster Squad is awesome.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, is that what you're talking about?
No. Subspecies. That's a band.
There's a vampire that's also a short person in this movie that Charles Band did. It's I'm trying to remember. It's kind of hard to, because his stuff is very like off the wall.
Yeah,
the one that he's talking about. Anyway, go on. I'll figure it out.
Well, there's the Monster Squad that came out in '87.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Monster Squad that came out in '76.
The Monster Club is 1981 TV series.
There's also the Monsters Club, which apparently came out in like 2020. Which is nothing like it, because that's what I was looking at for the past 5 minutes.
Okay,
Everyone talking about.
For some other reason, I thought you said Monster Squad. I apologize. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. The monster.
When he said Hammer horror, I kind of knew what he was talking about, because that's Cushing and Christopher Lee. That's where they hail from.
Yeah, this one had Vincent Price and John Carradine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Blair, if you join Criticalist, it has not been reviewed yet. You could be the first. You could be the first.
I've got to do it.
Now, the cool thing about Criticalist is, even though you're the first review, it doesn't show your review. I think it's how many is it after?
It's
Blaine?
10. Well, it'll show it down below, but it doesn't give it as a grand audience total. So
Yeah.
Okay.
So unlike like Rotten Tomatoes, other places that we dare say on this channel, yeah. But yeah, I have not seen Monster Club, but I've seen Monster Squad. Sorry, apologize.
Yeah,
that was what I thought he was talking about too. It wasn't.
Yeah, me
just you,
too.
so-
He said a bunch of kids hunting monsters. I'm like, oh, well, that's
Right.
Monster Squad.
I
But
know
no,
this one. Yeah.
Monster Club. Have you seen Monster Squad, Blair?
Oh yeah, it's a
Okay.
great
It's
one.
about it's about the same.
I'm a big Universal horror person, so that had all the classic people in it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
are you excited for the theme park that's coming
Yes,
to
I am.
Universal? Well, if you talk to Tom, maybe he'll give you a tour.
Once I can afford to go there more than once. Like their ticket prices right now are you gotta spend like $600 just to do like I think a pass holder you can get up to 6 one-day tickets at $180-$200 a piece.
So is it like 5 parks in one, or you can like just pay for one
Okay.
park?
Okay, so they're not releasing that yet. That it's set up to be able to host corporate events. So they can shut off sections of the park without it affecting other sections of
yeah.
the park, because they rent Islands of Adventure often. Like that happens a lot in the summertime. Disney rents out the parks too. It's just corporate things that happen. But they're designing it so they can close off sections much easier. The coaster for Monsters, the Universal Monster thing, looks amazing. The animatronics look really good. Personally, since I've been through Animal Kingdom opening and Islands of Adventures opening, it's never good to be there within like the first 6 months because things will not be working.
Right.
A while for Hagrid's to work. It took a while for Rise of the Resistance. Rise of the Resistance still is breaking, and that's individual attractions. These are 5 different lands going on here, and there are multiple attractions and shows and everything like that. I'm just saying personally, if you're a content creator than theme parks, go ahead, run in, do your thing, like everyone else is going to do. You're just competing with people's same views, like the niche thing. So that's why I'm waiting specifically, because like, okay, well, every other person that has 100,000 followers is going to do the same thing, and guess what? They didn't have to pay for it.
But they were making like a monster, like a universal
Dark
monster.
Universe.
Yeah.
Dark Universe areas is what it's called.
That's
the
I think that's-
storyline is about a female Van Helsing, which I don't know how I feel about that, but hey. And she's going after the monsters. There's the Bride of Frankenstein, there's Frankenstein, there's the werewolf, there's Dracula. I feel like there used to be a female Van Helsing show on
There
like
was.
USA back in the day.
It
or
was
something like
sci-fi.
that. Sci-fi. Okay, so
it's based on a graphic novel.
You sound so excited about that, Blaine.
It was.
I
I've actually heard it's all right. I didn't watch it.
There
I like
was. Well, I hope Blair. I hope you get to go, because I think that would for you. I think that would be really fun place. For you.
Right now, if you are planning to go, they have not said anything about any of the perks that you normally get with deluxe resorts for Epic Universe either. There has been no statements of that. People are already booking these hotels, and I feel that's a little bit, how can I say this, disingenuous for them not to be upfront about that yet, because normally if you book deluxe, you get express. Islands of Adventure did not have express at opening. So don't expect that. Don't expect it for a bit. They are going to set the pace. They are running tests. They're running tests on everything right now. A lot of this stuff is done. There's a lot that's actually built. It's opening up soon, like next couple of months. I think Memorial Day is what they planned, or beginning of summer or something is the actual opening date.
Thanks, Brandon.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Besides that, if you are in the area and you're coming, they are testing the flying drone dragons like almost nightly, and that's actually really cool to see. Like
cool.
they literally have a Toothless that can fly around Burke.
Wow, well, that's pretty cool.
That's random.
Which one is it? Which one is it that's in Florida? Disneyland or Disney World?
Disney World.
Okay, because my 7-year-old, like I'm East Coast, and my 7-year-old knows that there's one in Florida, and he's very insistent that we go there at some point. So.
They are desperate as anything right now for people to be there. I was just at a Mickey's Christmas party. It was empty, and that probably cost them a good $60,000 at least or more to run for the night, or more than that. And there was maybe 1,000 people.
Wow, that's
Wow.
bad.
Yeah, Matt, if you have any park questions,
yes,
Tom is your guy.
Definitely, yes.
He'll give you literally like the best vacation ever.
Nice.
He'll tell you wherever to go.
Definitely keep that in mind. Yeah, it won't be too far in the future either.
Yeah,
so.
he actually used to do a live show where he would bring on a guest and then you would tell him what
I'm
you
trying to
wanna
bring
do.
back some of that stuff.
He
my
would
leg
plan your whole vacation. So
my
Nice.
leg
Yeah.
injury has made it hard for me to sit down because of just pain. So I kind of either have to stand or lay down. So this is actually like the longest I've been sitting.
Oh.
But no, I'm good. I'm all good. I took some stuff.
Okay. Well, let us know if you need to go.
No, but I'm just explaining why I haven't done some of those things for a bit. It's been about a good. I think I got hurt in July or June, and I'm still dealing with it.
Tom, Dutch wants to know if you can live stream from Sandals Resort.
The non-nude or the nude one? Because the nude one would have to be on someone paying me to make it only.
There's a nude one?
Yeah.
There's two.
Hedonism and stuff like that.
Also,
I hear ya.
there's like about 6 nude beaches in Florida, so be careful. And there's a nudist resort right outside of both Universal and Disney. Like, I'm just letting you know. Be careful where you're booking. Be really careful.
America, what a place!
You could definitely end up with a different type of whole new world at the end of that.
Let's go in the wintertime.
Well, on that note, I'm going to go to Blaine now. What is your second? What is your second movie?
I think I'm going to do "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou."
Oh,
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's one of my favorites. That's one of those. It really hit for me. That's a special movie, man. And growing up in the South, it's a weird thing. Everybody thinks that we're all a bunch of idiots. And so growing up as a kid, you always kind of like you look at. I remember one time telling my mom I hated that I was raised in the South because like all of entertainment and everything like crapped on it. And even though everyone in "Oh Brother, With Art Thou" is an idiot, like there was just something so special about it and so Southern about that movie, but it embraced it that. I don't know. It was, and that was when I got a little older. I was like early teenage years, and I was a musician, and well, I am, and played music, and actually years later ended up for a battle of the bands. My senior year of high school, we played the song "Man of Constant Sorrow." Yeah, we played it for a battle of the bands. We ended up beating. We were the only teenagers. We beat a bunch of adult bands. And when we were playing that song, I shit you not, a train came down behind us while we were playing "Man of Constant Sorrows." I was like, we got it in the bag. We've already won.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty
yeah.
cool. I haven't seen that in a while, but I remember that one being a really fun movie. And speaking of the Southern folks, Defro is also from the South, so he nodded when you were saying
he knows the deal.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of stereotypes that are, bounced around because I have family that live in Pennsylvania, and every time they visit, they want me to say certain words so it sounds country. I'm like, really? It's just weird.
Right.
Yeah, I just remember the scene where I just remember George Clooney always looking for his pomade, and I always thought that was really funny. Like he was like always trying to make his hair look good.
I don't want to pop, goddammit.
We're in a tight
dude.
spot.
The movie is so quotable. I am regularly, when someone abruptly leaves, I'm like, he done RUNNOFT. He run off.
Yeah, that's man. When that movie came out in theaters, I went and saw it. Like I was in college when it came out, and I went and saw it, and then immediately two of my friends was like, "I want to go see it too." So they paid for my ticket just to go for me to see it again with them, and that theater was packed on the weekends when that movie was out.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
the Southerners kind of embraced it, really.
Yeah, definitely did.
Like, if you date a girl with kids, does that make you the pattern familias, or?
Yeah.
I mean, it had George Clooney in it, but there were some other really big actors in that movie. That like John Goodman. I remember him being Big Dan. Or
oh God, he was so good.
Yeah, there was some really good acting in that movie, And the song, like you said, when you won the concert on, was a good song. It was a fun song. In that,
it was one of those that ended up on like radio channels and stuff. You know, like it was all the top hits, and like that's not very common for a movie.
Yeah, that's usually a good thing. Like when you have a movie that's good writing wise, and then you have a good soundtrack or score behind it, it makes it even better. That's great. That's awesome that you picked that movie, because they did escape from a chain gang or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they escaped from a lot of things.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, one of the things I remember seeing in theater is like how bright the sun was and how bright the greens and everything were.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I feel like I'm outside right now.
Yeah,
that's really what it feels like down here.
You know what? Yeah. I was just talking about the other day, because I've only lived in Texas for about a year and a half, and I moved from Arizona. You would think the sun out there like super bright, right? Always bright, always sun. I come out here, I'm like, it feels brighter out here. Like, is something different? Like, it does. Like when the sun's coming down, I'm like, it just seems brighter. Like, is that true? Is that true? Is that why you wear sunglasses all the time? I can't. I mean,
dude. Well, I had LASIK done when I was in 2011. I've been trying to keep my eyes intact longer, keep the surgery, get my value out of the money.
Okay? Is that the trick?
Actually, yeah, you wear polarized lenses whenever you're around a lot of light. It helps the LASIK last longer. I mean, surgery, the lens that they put on there lasts longer.
Wow. That's a...
well, and I guess one more thing about Oh Brother, which a lot of people didn't realize, is it's based off of Homer's The Odyssey.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's a Southern telling of it. So that was another thing I didn't realize till I was actually older that's actually what it was when we read it in like high school or something. I was like, holy crap.
It's odd that it's funny how a lot of the really good movies are based off of really good stories from long ago, right? And
right.
It's kind of a hero's journey type thing.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go to let's go to Mad Ruth. What is your second?
Movie number 2 for me is Transformers movie right there.
Oh man!
One of my 2 favorite most favorite animated movies, the Transformers movie. Just between the soundtrack, I mean, obviously the TV show I think was out for 2 years before that came out, I believe. But yeah, again, it just pushed animation, especially with Unicron, the soundtrack, having celebrity voices in there doing the voiceover. I just remember it being a theater experience that blew me away.
Is that the one? I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Is that the one where so if you haven't seen this movie, is that the one where Prime kind of dies?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
It's Rodimus
Prime.
Prime.
Every 10-year-old and younger cried for days. That was their most devastating moment, was when that happened. That movie was. If you were a Transformers fan, that was really epic. That was
pinnacle.
Really fun. Yeah, and then that soundtrack was actually like that 80s like rock, kind of like Karate Kid. It was quite a remember.
Weird Al Yankovic is in there with a song. Andy's one of the characters. And that guy, the Micro Mini Machines, the guy who talks really fast in the commercials, he had one of the Transformers voices as well.
Oh, okay, I did not know that. Yeah. So were you like a big Transformers fan?
Oh yeah,
or after this movie?
I was a fan of everything. I was a spoiled kid when it came to toys. So I mean, I'd play with my G.I. Joes, and my Transformers, and Planet of the Apes, and I'd mix them all, right? They were all part of one universe. So
yeah. They had a comic book out, I think, too, at the time, right?
Yeah, Transformers versus G.I. Joe as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Marvel had all the franchises: G.I. Joe, Transformers, like Hasbro.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, what did you think of Transformers 1? Or have you seen it?
Yeah. No, I brought my son to it. It was okay. You know what? They did a really good job of the nostalgia and keeping it. I enjoyed it. It was good for my son.
I liked it. My son loved it too. He was playing with Transformers for days after he went digging everything out of the bottom of the toy box, and like it was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
But
and
just curious.
they put in those small bits of like nostalgia that were like an homage back to this movie, and I really appreciated when they did that. So.
Were you a fan of the first Transformer live action that came out in the movie theater?
So yeah, I saw it. No, not really. Those movies are just basically look at all the CGI special effects. That's the beginning where actors just say their lines. Stand where you got to say the special line, and then we'll throw millions of dollars of special effects in there after.
So you weren't a big fan of the first live action version.
Well, I just say that's when the movies weren't so much story driven and actor driven, and began replacing everything.
I do remember when they showed the Camaro and it like didn't exist really, and like everybody wanted to buy one, and then they decided, okay, we'll have to buy it, we'll build it.
Product placement, right?
Yeah.
Like a few years after they took Camaro like off the market, they had to bring it back with the Bumblebee Camaro.
I will say, if you're a Jurassic Park fan and a Transformer fan, the movie like not the tie-in, but the collaboration one for the Jeep and the I don't remember the name of the spitter dinosaur is on sale on Amazon for like the Black Friday thing from $75 down to $30.
Oh, wow.
So if you are into, because that's the only way you'll ever get a Jeep Transformer, because they only make Chevy and stuff like that. So if you want a Jeep Transformer, I'm just saying, because I bought one because I bought a Jeep myself, so I wanted a Jeep Transformer. So okay, I'm gonna go away now.
It's okay. Like I said, you buy dumb stuff. All right, that's good. I'm glad you picked the animation. That's great. All right, Death Row, what obscure movie are you going to add to your next?
Well, this will be maybe obscure to everybody else, but not you. Should not be to you. It should not. But it's all right. Remember, we had 1989 Batman, right? But what did Marvel have in 1990?
Oh, you're going way. Oh, okay. I know what you're going. You're going. Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude.
Oh,
I remember watching that on network TV, baby.
This is actually a fun Captain America movie. It really is. It's actually really, really fun. Oh my gosh.
I made my parents rent the shit out of this movie when I was a kid.
I'm sure they were so proud of you.
I mean,
drop the hammer.
And actually, this movie is what made me start collecting VHS, because when I got into college and I couldn't find the movie anymore, I was like, well, shit, where is it? And they didn't put it out on DVD for at least another 10 years or so. So I ended up finding it on eBay, and that was when I started like looking into the different VHS stuff, and that's kind of what got me into collecting was this movie.
Right. The Captain America character is, they do the same thing they do in First Avenger. He gets super serum. He has a motorcycle. But I think Red Skull's even in this one, if I remember correctly. It's all the same stuff, like in the 40s, and he comes back and
it's the
and
90s.
I can't tell if the actor wore a muscle suit or not, but I don't know. So.
He's not in a lot of stuff before this movie, and not a lot after this. He did a couple of Revenge of the Nerds movie, I think. But he's not the nerd side. He was actually on the jock side of that.
If you want to like run down a list of Captain America movies, definitely want that one. It's pretty wild.
It's I actually rewatched it yesterday just because I got it out, and I was like, oh shit, I'll just throw this in, just let it go. It's still drama still holds up in it very well, as far as like the whole storyline with him being frozen and everything's just kind of passed him by. That still holds up very well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
but the live action stuff, not really, because but still,
it's a little silly. But but the story is still good there.
Yeah.
Have anybody seen that besides me and Death Row here?
Yep, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Totally.
I did not see it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Tom, you're accepted here for not watching that movie. You're okay. He does have the bright blue suit with the bright red boots. He does have that. He has the wings are on his.
Oh yeah, it's very accurate to the comic book.
Yeah, very flappy in the wind.
But he does have some of the coolest shield throws in it. I mean, that's got to give it that.
Yeah.
Especially the one at the very end where he knocks Red Skull off the cliff with, and you just kind of laugh at it. It's like, damn.
Yeah, it was to say it's not. Now, I was going to pick First Avenger as one of my movies, but I'll just add it to yours because we're talking about Captain America. First Avenger, Captain America. The reason why I'm thankful for that movie is because it got me to be more interested again into him. I used to like him when I was a kid, but then I kind of like had a falling out of comics and all that kind of stuff when I got out of high school and into college. So I was like, when I saw that movie in the movie theater, it like brought back old memories of like, I'm going to totally reread his comics. I'm going to go out and collect all his stuff again. So yeah, real quick, that was another one of mine. But I'm going to go to Tom here. What's your second?
Just I guess sticking with George Lucas. And my dad had a type of movie, but so I have here, if you can recognize it from Raiders of the Lost Ark, it is the staff piece. So this was probably one of the things that we watched this at Christmas. I don't know why, but we
Christmas
did.
movie.
It's
like Die
got
Hard.
well, in my viewpoint, my dad's viewpoint was any of the Indiana Jones movies besides Temple of Doom could count as Christmas films because it had to do with Catholic and Christian stuff. That was his viewpoint. It's like, okay, the birth of Christ, we can watch this. It has to do with it. There you go.
Gather around, children.
That was it. Like, okay, so it's like you got It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas morning we're going to open a presents, and he just threw on Raiders. I'm like, and it's just because he was bored because he knew he was getting socks and a tie and maybe like an air compressor. Like he just knew his day was. He wasn't gonna get anything fun, and he also just spent like $300 on random pieces of plastic. I wonder where I get it from. But this is actually metal, by the way. It's not plastic.
So have you ever stuck that on a staff and like tried to like find lost treasure?
I actually have a friend on Instagram who does 3D printing who's going to print out one that will fit into, because this does come with a display base. Another thing you can actually you were able to get in the Disney parks before, but they came out with this when the anniversary came around. It wasn't that bad. I think it was like $60. So it was like, okay, I'm okay with that. I picked up the Holy Grail, the fertility idol. The only thing I didn't touch was I only went with the Christian Catholic stuff. I don't know why. I'm still waiting for the Cross of Coronado to come out. They have a Coronado Springs resort in Disney. There should be the cross. It should have came out. You gave me the Grail. You could have given me the cross too.
Maybe they're hiding it somewhere, and you have to find it.
I'll do that. I got the hat, the coat, and the whip somewhere. Which again, you can buy a leather whip at Disney parks too. And I just don't understand
Blair,
it.
he can tell you exactly where to buy stuff, and you can like just get all set up. For
In
your
the
trip.
same park, you can buy a whip and handcuffs. I'm just saying.
Sounds like
I'm
Disney.
Just saying.
And then go to your new beach and have a party.
I'm just saying you can do it. One's technically the binders from Star Wars, but they're still handcuffs.
Okay.
This is Disney Plus, not BDSM Plus, right?
Oh, look, we might have a fish voter. Yeah, we do. We have a 4% fish voter. Alaska Jeff says, and it's Alaska Jeff. He says Alaska salmon for Thanksgiving is a must.
Nice.
There you go. So
I will say also Raiders is my favorite. Personally, my favorite indie film. I know a lot of people like Last Crusade just because of the ending, which is the only ending that exists. There's no other Indiana Jones movies, although I do really love Young Indiana Jones Adventures.
Yes,
I give that a. That is a really good show. It did lead towards bad things with Iger coming into owning Star Wars and all that, but still a good show.
Yeah, Sean Patrick Flannery played the younger version. He was actually pretty good.
It was a good TV show. I remember, and then the books too were really good.
I failed grade 3 because of Raiders of the Lost Ark, believe it or not. So They took me to that when I was in the 3rd grade. My parents took me to go see Raiders of the Lost Ark. Came back to school, very excited about this wonderful movie I saw. And during art class, they told us to draw anything we saw over Christmas. Ironically, I saw it during Christmas as well, Raiders of the Lost Ark. So me being artistically inclined, I took my piece of paper and I drew the Ark of the Covenant with the ghosts coming out and the big red banners and the bad guys in the gray uniforms and the fire. And my teacher was absolutely mortified, horrified, and took it off my desk and ripped it up and put another page, and I drew it again. Afterwards, my desk ended up in the back of the class, and I was excluded from everything, and I had to repeat the 3rd grade again. And I believe it was because of that drawing.
What a dick.
Yeah, what the heck, teacher?
Yeah.
I just
You
didn't
went all out
understand.
on that one.
I did. It was such a great scene. I didn't understand, but
That's just, you know, wow.
I did go to a Christian school though, so it's very easy to offend my teachers.
Okay. I guess it's.
True
Well,
story.
let's see, Temple of Doom was my favorite movie most of my life. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's the movie that like changed Hollywood forever with ratings.
Yeah.
All right, so my second movie that I'm most thankful for. I'm also a big fan of like historical side of things of America, and one of that is the mafia. I am very intrigued on those stories. I've had books about it. I've gone to like the Mafia Museum in Vegas. It's really fascinating stuff. How that group of people kind of just transformed or even helped build America, even though they did it in kind of some shady ways. And one of the movies that got me into that genre was Goodfellas. Now, I shouldn't have been watching that movie when I was a kid, but I did. That's when you go to your friend's house, right? So how many of us have done that?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
you watch it while your parents are sleeping.
There's
You just go downstairs and watch the stuff while the parents are sleeping.
I thought that was channel 96 where there's like all the static and you catch a boob like
No,
every
that's
5
also
minutes.
that's also why you have a black box. If anyone remembers what those are,
Oh, yeah.
back in
My
the
dad
days
had
where you
that.
could just
Yep. My dad had the
Add that on.
same thing. Yeah, he
Oh, yeah.
did the. That was his
Skin
style
and
of the
Max,
mafia.
yeah.
Was sticking it to the man with his black box. But
Teach
yeah,
them.
yeah, that movie. If you haven't seen it, it does tell a good tell of almost somewhat of a true story. There's true people in it. The characters are real people, and they how they do one of the biggest heists in America at that time, and just the 3 characters. Like it's the first time I saw Joe Pesci as a bad guy because I saw him at Home Alone, right? He was a bad guy in there, but he wasn't really a bad guy, right? I was just like a bumbling idiot. But then I saw Joe Pesci in Goodfellas, and he terrified me. And then you have Robert De Niro, which he's always a good gangster, right? It's almost like he should be he is a gangster. And then Ray Liotta is fantastic in that movie. It's very cool how it travels from the kid being like he's like glorified. He just wants to be a gangster, and then always goes all the way to the end where he's like, did I even do the right thing? Like his entire life is just corrupted by this industry that he's in, but he still always wanted to be one, and he probably never would change his life if he didn't. And it got me into the whole genre, like who are these people? Because I found out they were real, and it just got me down the whole rabbit hole of people to investigate. Just a great genre. And then you have Godfather, which again is also another one you can start off if you ever never done any mafia type of films that will also get you kind of hooked. So
Well, you have Ray Liotta has one of those faces that you can't really tell whether he's mad or if he's just messing with you. Yeah, he's just one of those guys. I always like to see him in anything that
kind of like you with your sunglasses. I don't know when you're mad or No, he does. He does pretty well in that movie as far as showing some of his emotion. But Joe Pesci literally scared the crap out of me in that movie. So, but yeah,
you thought he was going to come to your house and kidnap you or anything like that, take your stuff.
And shoot me in the back of the head? Yeah. Yeah.
No more Kevin.
No more Kevin. You know, what was it? There was like a whole like internet what do you say? Conspiracy theory that the dad of Home Alone worked for the mafia, and Joe Pesci from Goodfellas was disguised as a bumbling idiot to like take his kid. Have you heard about that?
No, I
hadn't heard that one.
Yeah,
the
like
one with Kevin's dad worked for the mafia.
Yeah, that house is so big.
And to fly everybody first class to Paris during Christmas.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
they're like 30 years old.
Yeah,
and they have like all these kids. Yeah,
that's at least a $5 billion house these days.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Yeah, you.
It is
Probably $1 million house back then.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, they had freaking. It was like on the third floor is where he slept.
I've actually been to the house. I drove outside.
Really?
That's cool.
Yeah, it's not too far away. It's in the northern Chicago suburbs.
Okay.
All that and the church that he ran to. It's around there, and when he goes in to buy the groceries and gets chased out because he's shoplifting, that's in Lake Forest. That whole area.
And that's pretty cool. I do know that you can. I think you used to be able to do tours of that house. Can't remember, but
yeah, I don't think you just go up and down the street and look at it from the outside. It looks mostly the same.
So it's deceptive. So it's 9,000 square feet.
Jesus.
Holy crap.
Five
bedroom, 6 baths. Features wood burning fireplace, hot tub, indoor basketball court, gym, private movie theater, first and second floor laundries,
Demonic
half an acre
furnace.
lot. Yeah. The house was last sold before its recent sale in I don't know the recent sale, but it was last sold, and the last price was in 2012 was 1.585 million. Now it's sold for 5.25 million.
Yep,
that was about right. Yeah.
No, it was listed for sale. It hasn't sold yet. It's listed for sale.
Oh, there you go, guys. We can
wait for that market to crash and those rates.
I mean,
to go
all
back
we need
down.
is like literally like 9.
Jump on it right away.
Yeah.
Need 9 people.
Hey, come on!
to
You can
together.
turn that into a themed Airbnb about Home Alone.
Oh gosh,
make
yeah.
a killing during Christmas time.
Yeah,
You have to survive the night.
There
hire
you go.
someone to be the sticky bandits or the wet bandits.
there you
Just
go.
hire
Wet
someone to come
bandits.
in.
Have your guests sign a waiver, and then you can just like torment them all night.
Yeah, and like throw irons at their head and light them on
I'm sure
fire.
Beard of Liberty would be the salt shoveling guy. He would go in and help out.
Yeah,
Ooh. He would be a
Neighbor
great
dude.
salt shoveler. You're right. Yeah. Well, wait. I think I got everyone on the second movie, right? Did I miss anyone? Did I get everybody? Okay, I think I got everyone right. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna probably wrap it up here soon. So there's one more question I want to ask, and this is just an overall Thanksgiving question. I think you've been asked this multiple times. You'll probably asked multiple times at your work through your families. I'm going to ask you over the year, what are you most thankful for? And I'm going to start with Tom.
Well, I guess I'll start out that I'm thankful that R2's on the mend and everything like that. That was,
Yeah,
good
pretty
friend.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to start out with that. That's most recent. I'm thankful I didn't lose my leg. So another one kind of recent. Like I'm just going through the things that are like, okay, yeah. It's been a interesting half of the year. But I will say that I'm thankful that my nephews are healthy. My family, everything's going well. It's been a fun summer, I guess. I don't know. I'm just thinking from January onward. I got hit on by a lady in a kimono when I was wearing a kimono in Epcot and asked to marry her randomly.
I remember that
on stream. So that was a weird thing. She was definitely drunk, and I don't know why her kid was filming the whole thing. But hey, let's see what happened.
He's like, I got you on tape. You're on the hook.
Well, she's on
that's how
tape.
the alimony's going to come in now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she has her own kid. I don't got to cover no alimony. Let's see what else.
I've been clenching my butthole in fear.
Okay.
That wasn't the one I wanted to clip. Like
so funny.
I'm
acting
thankful.
weird.
I'm just gonna say some other things. I'm thankful for Stellantis severely overpricing Jeeps for a long time to make it so I could actually afford to get one. So they took like 30 grand off MSRP because they had so many sitting in lots. So thank you for that, Stellantis. I know that's a dumb type of private version of that, but cool. Thank you for letting me get my dream car by being idiots in pricing. And what else am I thankful for? I'm thankful for my YouTube channel not dying, and I'm thankful for our current soon-to-be guy going into the White House. I'm thankful for how I don't want to say anything too controversial on JT's channel. All I have to say is Daddy's home. I'm happy for Daddy to being home.
That is correct.
Death Row. What do you got? What are you thankful for this year?
Well, I have to agree with Tom on Daddy Trump. I mean, I'm glad he's coming back because I work with a lot of DEI training. Let's put it that way, and I'm glad that shit's going away. I mean, it got so bad that they came up with another one. I don't know if you've even heard of this one. They came up with a unbiased. No. Unconscious bias training. So
they just reword it all. That's all they do.
Yeah. They want you to train to think a certain way at this point. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Are y'all eating my heads or something? But,
Yes.
So yeah, I even got a copy of it for myself just to make so I could show everybody else this shit's real and they're trying to do it to you. Because I wasn't sure if anybody was going to believe me anymore. So yeah, I'm thankful. Really thankful for that because maybe my work will actually get a little bit better now.
Okay. Well, okay. Other than that, what else are you thankful for? Is there anything else?
I'm just thankful I'm still able to afford to live in my own house.
Okay, that's a good one.
Look, hey, these last 4 years, I went from like a $200-$300 electric bill to a $700 electric bill at one point. I mean, it just the stuff got out of hand. So I'm just thankful that I was able to make it through all that. Yeah, that's the biggest one is just being able to pay the bills and still somewhat eat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. I'm glad you were able to make it through, and hopefully the next 6 months or a year, everything kind of gets fixed. So
it'd be nice to get a little bit of relief. That's for sure.
Yeah, a little bit of relief. Yeah. All right, Mad Ruth. What are you thankful for?
Definitely, first and foremost, is family, and not just saying for family just as a reason. Like my mother is in her 70s and she lives with me in my house, and I've got a decent house that I'm grateful for. I bought it before all the houses doubled in price. I couldn't imagine trying to buy it now. I'm thankful for the time and period that I grew up in. Like I was in the military from the late 90s until 2022. Like I served 26 years, basically the entire global war on terror time frame. And like you said, those last couple of years in the military were just horrible with the DEI stuff and the cultural awareness and colonialism and white fragility and white guilt. Like what does this have to do with war fighting? I constantly am I not allowed to just not like somebody anymore? Like it's absolutely I could not wait to get out and retire. But just definitely have family there. My wife's extended family, which is why I live where I am, have my mom here. Just being able to get by, because I couldn't imagine being young nowadays. I can understand why they're attracted to socialism, because going back to when I first graduated high school and got my own apartment, I couldn't imagine trying to do that nowadays.
Yeah, it would be probably pretty rough. Yeah, so that's good. Those are good things to be thankful for. Blaine, what are you thankful for?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big family man. I got a wife, 2 kids, and we stayed. I stayed in the same area that I kind of grew up in. My sisters and nieces and nephews and parents, everybody's all around here.
Wow, it's like the Criticalist compound.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Yeah. So we're everybody, yeah, literally my father-in-law lives on our compound. So yeah, it's just we've got a tight-knit family and glad that everybody's still close and survived through all these years where everything's gotten so controversial. I think I'm in one of the few families where like across the board everybody's just on the same page. So there's not problems, and it's great. And so, I've been blessed with a wonderful family, and so definitely thankful for that. Because now, I mean, extended family, that doesn't count. That shit gets hairy when you start moving too far out of that circle. But immediate family, yeah, it's I just got good kids and happy marriage and everything else, man. Couldn't be happier. So, and then with and obviously my wife putting up with this crazy shit that I'm doing, building this app and website. You'd have to be absolutely insane to support me doing what I've done at this point. So I thank her for allowing me to do it, because Criticalist has been a heck of an investment. And luckily we've got people like all of you guys and stuff supporting us, because we literally could not do it without all y'all just helping to spread the word and keep us just chugging along. And it's been an exciting we hit our 1 year anniversary a little while back, and so it's just the growth. All of it's been really cool. I've met a lot of cool people and friends, and it's this whole experience has been super fun. So
yeah, I'm always trying to share your site, because I think it's pretty neat for anybody that's a movie buff, right? No matter what genre of films you like, it's a good spot for people you can communicate with regular people and talk about movies where they're not paid to say good things. So it's all good. So that's great. I'm glad it's really working out for you, because I do remember when you announced it, and you had the Salty Nerds kind of talking about it, and how it's grown from there. So that's really cool. Blair, what are you most thankful for?
Health.
Oh yeah.
Last year I was in the hospital for an extended stay, then got out, then went back in and had surgery. Everything went out fine. Everything's great, but you don't know how good you got it until you don't got it good,
Yeah.
So since then, this year's been great, and then family, because they were there with me, for me, helping me out. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You're right about the you don't know how good you have it until like something goes crazy, right? We've been there a few times, and I think we all have. So it's always good to reflect on that. That's good. For me, my personal self, same thing. I think we would all say family, right? I'm thankful we were able to move out to Texas. We moved last year. It was a little crazy, but we're finally settling in. All of us, like we moved out here. My wife's mom moved out here. My mother-in-law moved out here, so we could all be kind of together around the family more. We were really spread out, so we wanted kind of not like a Criticalist compound, but we're closer. So I think that's great for us, because especially for the kids, and now we see each other all the time, and we think that's really good for everybody. As far as the channel, I'm thankful for all the support that people tend to come watch us. I think we're a bunch of goofballs, and I'm glad people do watch us. I'm thankful that Rick is on the mend. I do really miss him. He brings a whole different dynamic to this channel that we are missing. And I wish he can come back really quick and healthy. So if you are listening, buddy, we do miss you. And doesn't mean we won't invite you back, Death Row, just so you know.
Hey, I'm always here.
Yeah, I figured. And then I'm glad that I have met all of you during these YouTube escapades. Like, there's other people that are not on this panel too that I have met through the years that have helped me on YouTube, or helped us on YouTube, or just helped us with other situations in our life. And we wouldn't have met anybody unless we were doing this. So it's pretty cool. Very cool. All right. Well, that's it. That is what we're doing, our thank you stream. And I hope let's see what the poll was. What did it end on? I'm guessing turkey. Yeah, turkey. Turkey won it. No, sorry, Jeff. No one wants to eat fish. But maybe I'll try it one day. Maybe salmon with gravy.
Oh, no.
You would do like a caper, lemon, dill sauce type
Yeah,
of
there you
deal
go.
Yeah.
with like
Yeah,
a
like
heavy
a
cream.
butter
You could do
sauce.
that. Yeah, butter
Mhm,
sauce.
mhm.
Yeah, that could work. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Like a miso thing too, maybe.
Okay, so not gravy.
I'm just trying to figure out, would miso go with stuffing? Would miso go with... Well, wait a minute. White gravy, like a Texas white gravy with some pepper, that would go with salmon.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
Maybe.
Like a biscuits and gravy would go with salmon.
Okay, maybe we'll try it one day. But yeah, this has been great. We know we've gone over a little bit, but that's okay. But this has been fun. I'm glad to hear all the movies that you were thankful for. I'm going to give each one of you a kind of a little brief moment to kind of share what you have planned for the next year. Blaine, what do you got coming up?
Yeah, man, it's stuff's taking off, and we're digging into the fellowship, I guess, and the Geeks and Gamers and Nerd Rock and all those guys are starting to like pull people in. Stuff's really chugging along. It's been fun, and I've been digging into our YouTube channel, trying to build it, which has been fun. So that I know who that is. That's Captain Meat. He's one of ours. But yeah, it's yeah, definitely visit Criticless and give us a sub on our YouTube channel as well. We're really close to monetization now. We did it for the past year, and it's been a wild ride for me just figuring out the YouTube landscape. It's a whole different beast.
I don't think anyone has figured it out, really.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I said like one wrong word a couple weeks ago, and they definitely dropped the nuke on my channel for like several weeks. So it is how it is. But hey, I got my own platform, so
yeah, stick it to the
There
man.
you go.
Okay.
Right.
Death Row, what obscure film are you reviewing on Sunday? Or are you doing Mondays now? I can't remember.
Well, no, I started doing it on Sundays because it feels like I get a few more views on Sundays than I do on Saturday for some odd reason. But this last Sunday I did Wilder Napalm. I might actually do the 1990 Captain America this coming up Sunday because I have not reviewed that on Criticless, I don't think.
Cool.
So I might go ahead and do a whole review on that because
Sweet.
it is one that I grew up with and it's so ingrained in my mind that I can't. And I really wish they could have put that essence in the newer movies as well. But and I leave y'all with this: pumpkin pie in a can is just butternut squash.
Really?
Quality is
You
ruined.
monster.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
He just told us the Easter Bunny wasn't real. I mean, essentially, that's what just happened. It's brutal, dude.
Man.
You must know the truth.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing the truth. Blair, what do you got going on? Anything coming up soon?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be on Jagged Ironside's channel. We're going to be doing the Fort Apache, the old Western of that. And then you can catch me on Mondays on the Creative Blue Collars channel. We're currently doing the top kind of like 15 rock bands. And you see me on Roman Empire's channel on every other Thursday doing whatever we're talking about. So
yeah,
it's been great. Thanks for having me on. Nice meeting you all.
Yeah, this has been fun. This has been great having you on. I'm sorry Beard wasn't here long enough for you to have like a beard off.
Beard off. All
It's
right.
okay. Maybe next time. Mad Ruth, what's going on with you and your comic?
I'll try to go as quickly as I can. Yeah. So Mad Ruth, I've got Soul Tack is my comic book there. It's still up on Fund My Comic if you want to check out my science fiction book. Just give you a look at what kind of art. It's really stellar, like top of the line art production. I tried to make the best comic book I could, but more so than just my Soul Tack book, especially with all of you. Please type in Mad Ruth either on YouTube or Twitter. And you see there, follow me at Dark Lord Mad Ruth. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll follow you back. You follow me on YouTube, I'll follow you back. It's the easiest way for you to get subs and easiest way to increase your Twitter. As well as I have a show every Friday night called The Friday Nights. Myself, Jason Sandberg, and Aaron C. Basically, we go for 90 minutes at 10 p.m. Eastern. We cover 3 topics from the week with one guest creator. So any creators out there, you can hit me up. We'll slot you in. 90 minutes of your time. We'll try to boost your channel boost whatever you got on the go, because it's all about creators supporting creators.
Yeah.
So yeah,
very
Friday
fun.
nights,
Yeah.
Mad Ruth.
It's a
Nice.
fun show. I like it. It's a when I'm able to watch it, I try to tune in. It's very fun. Tom, we know you're at the parks, but what park are you going to?
Well, actually, tomorrow I will be at another Mickey's. I call it Not So Scary Christmas, but that's not the right name. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So I'll be live from there at 7:30. And then I'm actually trying to save up for my first ever Jeep Beach Week in April. So they have one in Daytona, and if you've gone to my channel recently, I have been showing off where you can charge, because I do have a 4xe. So it's something that most other theme park people don't actually cover, because I guess they expect most people to be flying. But the increase in hybrids and plug-in hybrids and all that stuff, it's also a very easy way to get front of the row parking, because that's where all the chargers are.
Okay.
So it
cost
me $4 to get preferred parking, where it would normally cost me $25, or a regular person would cost them $60 if they didn't have an annual pass. Besides that, I'm just trying to survive the cold that's going to be coming.
Okay,
next week.
It's not that cold in Florida.
It's going to have lows possibly below 40, and for Florida, that's cold.
But you got to understand too, when you have the humidity that we have down here, it sticks to everything, all the moisture, and it freezes when it gets cold enough. So
I experienced that in East Texas in last January. But hey, I mean, are you going to send any frozen I'm having a trouble here.
Iguanas.
Iguanas. Are you going to send any frozen lizards to?
No, but I can give you a website called exoticmeats.com that you can actually get pretty much any meat you want, including zebra. So if you want to try, the iguanas are actually pretty cheap, and you can get those too.
Okay.
I don't know. Look, someone asked me about this. Someone literally asked me about the frozen iguanas earlier today, and I'm like, look, if you want to try it, here's the website. They have everything.
Iguana pie. We'll get you some iguana pie.
Yeah, don't Google exotic meats, so you might.
Wow. Yeah, that might be.
You know what? I search with safe search on. Just for that reason.
And on that note, we're going to end it with that. This has been fun.
Jeff Rose like, I got you some exotic meat, baby.
Yeah.
Once you go ginger, you never go back, right?
That's hair, though.
That's what she said. That's okay. Everyone, have a great, fun, safe Thanksgiving. This has been a blast. You can check out everybody in the description there. I put their X accounts down there, or their website, so you can check it out. Yeah, iguana pie would be really good. Everyone, thanks in the chat for coming on and watching us for the last couple hours here and listening to all the movies that we were thankful for. Now, we'll post an update in our community tab what movie we're reviewing next. We might do one movie in December, but we'll usually take a break for a couple weeks in December to spend time with the family. And I will let Rick know that you're all thinking about him and pulling for him. I'll make sure he watches this stream when he can. I think he'll really like it. All right, everyone, you have a good night, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching.
See you
later.
Night.
Truck to refrigerators to dumpster, 360 spin onto the palace, backflip gainer into the trash.
This is it. Man, big stuff. Just relax and have fun. Just gonna have fun with it.
Talking away, the out
Today's another day to find